All right, 100 men versus one gorilla. A question that has been absolutely tearing up the internet lately. And how has everyone been saying the gorilla is winning this? How? How? How are people saying the gorilla is winning? I'm gonna be so for real right now. If you think the gorilla is winning this fight, if you think that just one gorilla is beating 100 men, your brain must have been rotting for the last like 10 years minimum. Like, seriously, you have to have been lobotomized to think that one gorilla is going to beat 100 men. Like, seriously? How? How? Do you really think a gorilla has enough stamina to rip through 100 men? And like, I know what y'all saying. Oh, a gorilla's like 10 times stronger than a human, it's just gonna rip through us. And it's just like, well, yeah, a gorilla is way stronger than a human. It doesn't have enough stamina to rip through us. Just like I said, it does not have enough stamina to rip through 100 people. And, something else you might say is, oh, well, we won't be able to kill the gorilla then. The gorilla can't beat us, but we can't beat it. What can I say? That's just simply wrong. That's just not true. There's a false statement. You're spreading misinformation. And I'm going to lay out exactly how 100 people could kill a gorilla. We don't even need 100 people. To be completely honest, you need maybe 30, 40 max. 40 max. All right? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to send out the first 20 to 15 people, and they're going to be human sacrifices, Can't save them all. It really sucks to be one of them. What can you do? Not much. But you're going to send out the first 15 to 20 people, and two of them are going to have very, very important jobs. All right. Very, very special jobs. The first guy, he's going to go underneath the gorilla. He's going to locate the gorilla's nuts. I think you know what's going to happen from here. He is then going to proceed to rip off the gorilla's nuts by any means necessary. I'm talking punching, yanking, pulling, doing some speed bags, really getting creative. I expect him to, go in there with teeth, go in there and bite the gorilla's nuts off. A man's going to have to get a mouthful of gorilla nuts. And that's just how it's going to have to play out if we want to take this dub over the gorilla. The second guy, also very important. What this man is going to do, and he's going to go above the gorilla while, the other 15 to 20 people are trying to restrain the gorilla. He's going to go on top of the gorilla and poke the gorilla's eyes out. After this, what do you have? You have a blind, deaf gorilla. Not blind, deaf. You have a blind, neutered gorilla. What's it going to do now? It's basically harmless. I mean, it has no nuts. It can't see. Think about it. If you were in that gorilla's position, what would you be doing? You'd probably be freaking out. I would be. If my nuts just got bitten off by some hairless creature and another one poked my eyes out, I'd be freaking the hell out. I'd be spazzing out. And so, yeah, you can kind of just retreat after that. Kick back for a little bit, spectate the gorilla as it loses its goddamn mind. And yeah, just maybe every once in a while, just go in and get oos, 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 oos. Just, smack it up a little bit, get some blunt force trauma in there with just 5 or so guys at a time and just, take him out. Eventually, he's either going to bleed out from the injuries or blunt force trauma is just going to get him. Either way, he's done for. He cannot come back from getting neutered and blinded. And I saw some people saying that we're going to need the best of the best, 10 Shaqs, 5 LeBrons, 10 The Mountains, and 7 Eddie Halls to beat him, to beat this gorilla. That's just simply illogical. A gorilla, can bench 2,000 pounds? All right, so I was streaming, and look what I found. This AI prompt is crazy. I look up how much can a gorilla bench press. The largest gorilla on record weighed 4,753 pounds? What? That's not a gorilla, that's King Kong. How did this even get on Google? Where's the information that says a gorilla weighs 4,000 pounds? That's King Kong. What the fuck does that mean? Wait, here, let's look up. How much did the largest gorilla weigh? Okay, so it's just straight up lying to me. The largest gorilla on record weighed. It's not saying could lift, it's saying weighed. I stream now. I'm gonna stream everything I do. I'm streaming my entire YouTube process. I'm gonna stream possibly recording. I don't know about recording just because how streaming can fuck up with recording. But I'm gonna be streaming everything, like the editing, all of that, which sounds boring, but I'm gonna make it fun. So tune in, please, please, please tune in. But yeah, all right, back to the normally scheduled content. Yeah, a gorilla what can bench like 2,000 pounds, and granted that's a lot, but like can't Eddie Hall bench like 1,000? So you're telling me we have humans that are half as strong as gorillas, and we need more than 10 of them to take out one gorilla? Is that what you're telling me? I'm saying 10 Eddie Halls can take out a gorilla. They're like, what, half as strong as a gorilla? So yeah, 10 of them can take out a gorilla. I'm saying 40 normal, like human adults, like 25. You get 40 of them and a gorilla's toast. It can't do nothing. What I would have much rather seen would have been, maybe human versus or 100 humans versus a bear, maybe a tiger. Bears, when you shoot a bear, it pisses it off. I saw something going around about how a gorilla could take a shot to the skull and can block a bullet.
And its massive skull is built to withstand blunt force from other gorillas, making it feel like real-life armor. So a low-caliber round fired straight into its head would most likely just bounce off.
I looked into that. Pretty much bullshit. I don't know what to tell you. It basically laid it out that, yeah, a gorilla's skull, if it's shot in the right place with the right amount of bone and tissue in front of it, then yeah, it can potentially stop a bullet. But, it needs to be low caliber. With a bear, you can shoot them and it pisses it off. I think my argument has been made pretty clear. Human fists are not at that caliber. And I don't think the strategy to take out a gorilla would work on a bear or a tiger, If you try to bite off a tiger or a bear's nuts, first off, I don't think it's going to slow down the bear at all if it gets neutered. I think, in fact, it would piss off the bear even more if it had no nuts anymore. Because, bullets piss bears off. And I feel like getting shot might be similar level to having your nuts ripped off. But yeah, it's just not going to care. And it's just going to be pissed off because it has no nuts now. And good luck blinding it, getting to its eyes. I don't really see that happening, and no way in hell a human fist can do any amount of blunt force trauma to it. It's just way too big. So yeah, I really don't know how 100 humans could beat a bear or a tiger, but gorilla, it's just so overblown. I'd say 40, if it was 40 people versus a gorilla, I could understand that. That would be a pretty good question to pose, but 100? It's just... Y'all hear the freight train going outside my house? Man, quick little rant. I hate freight trains. I live on a train yard or like right outside of one. And like, I cannot tell you how many times I've been running late to work and there's a goddamn freight train right in front of my route. I'm literally surrounded by train tracks. If there is a freight train, I cannot leave. I cannot leave my home if there is a freight train. I'm just stuck. You have no idea how annoying it is. And not to mention, I had to get used to living on, like, in just 3 o'clock in the morning. Huge, loud as hell horn just in the middle of the night and waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, it just blocks me in anytime I want to leave my home. It could just be, oh, there's a freight train outside. Sorry, you don't get to leave for the next 30 minutes while this freight train goes, 3 miles an hour past your fucking home. It's kind of bullshit. So yeah, if you hear train noises, that's why there's a freight train outside of my apartment building. But yeah, back to the story. If I'm saving your life. If you ever get stuck with 100 men or 99 other men in a gorilla, you're welcome. This video can save your life. And if you get stuck with a bear, you're fucked. I don't know what to tell you. You're out of luck. But yeah, that's the video. So if you watch this far, you know how to beat a gorilla now. All right, yeah, that's it. See ya.